good, YouTube? Today we got a fresh and so clean tier list for the NBA. Alright, start off with the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I don't think they had that great of a season, but they didn't make the playoffs. And, yeah, I think that they just overall pretty good. They got that way better, though, especially with the team with Embiid. So, I would put 76ers at the B tier list, higher B tier list. So, yeah. Next up, we got the Washington Wizards. They had a horrible season. They didn't have any good players on the team. Jordan Poole's washed now. Starting lineup's trash, so I'm putting it at D tier. Next team, we got the Atlanta Hawks. They were really good this season. They honestly could have made the conference finals, but they were eliminated too early. So that's why I'm going to be putting this in B tier. I'm putting the 76ers over them. Next one, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. They had a good season, but it was disappointing for them in the playoffs, so that's why I'm putting it. That's why I'm going to be. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to decide C tier, I think. Yeah. Or B tier. Yeah, B tier is fine. Now we got the Detroit Pistons. No explanation needed. They're trash. They're just horrible. Next we got the Indiana Pacers. They were contenders, so I'm putting them at A tier. Next we got the Milwaukee Bucks. They had a really disappointing season, but they're one of my favorites, so I'm kind of biased right now. If only the two star players didn't get injured, I feel like they would have made it way farther in the playoffs. They probably would have reached the Eastern Conference Finals if they could. So that's why I'm going to put them at A tier. Next, we got the Toronto Raptors. I don't think they were really that good this season. They're really definition of mid, so that's why I'm putting them at C tier. Next, we got the Dallas Mavericks. I put them at S tier right now because they literally made the finals. They had a great playoff run. They just couldn't make it. They just couldn't win it at the end. Next, we got the Denver Nuggets. Even though their season got cut short in the playoffs in the second round, they were able to force a Game 7. And, they could have won the last game easily, and if they did, they would have made it farther, I feel like. So that's why I'm putting them at S tier. Next, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. They had a mid team this season. They just weren't capable of anything, so I'm putting them at C tier. Next team, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm putting them at S tier because they could have probably easily beaten the Dallas Mavericks if the Dallas Mavericks didn't have Luka or Kyrie, so yeah. Next, we got the Spurs. I'm putting them at D tier because they were horrible this season and they had no good, really good glimpses at all. No good glimpses. Next, we got the Utah Jazz. They were pretty mid, to be honest. They weren't really that good. They could have done way better, so that's why I'm putting them at lower C tier. Next, we got the Clippers. They had a good regular season. They just choked in the playoffs. So that's why I'm putting them at B tier, higher B tier though, because they were able to compete. Next, we got the Phoenix Suns. They had a good regular season, but again, they just got cut short really early because they got swept. So that's why I'm putting it at middle or high B tier. Next, we got the Portland Trail Blazers. Nothing special. Without Dame, they're nothing. So yeah, they didn't do anything without Dame. So that's why I'm putting them at D tier because they got casuals. Next, we got the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings were good this season, but they just couldn't do anything in the playoffs. They couldn't do anything. So that's why I'm putting them at lower B tier. Next, we got the New York Knickerbockers. They were pretty good. They honestly really competed. They would have made the Eastern Conference Finals if they did. That's why I'm putting them at the A tier, lower A tier. Next, we got the New Orleans Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? They were okay this season, just a little bit above average, to be honest. So I'm thinking about putting them at B tier, higher B tier, lower C tier. But I'm thinking about putting them at lower B tier. So yeah, that's where it's gonna go. Next, we got the Charlotte Hornets. They were terrible, to be honest. Charlotte Hornets couldn't do anything at all. So I'm putting them at lower D tier. Next, we got the Houston Rockets. They were, I'll say, all right. Could have done way better. They're a young team, got potential, so I'm putting them at higher C tier. Next, we got the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler couldn't do much this season. He could have done a lot better. So that's why I'm putting the Miami Heat somewhere in the C tier area. Next, we got the Chicago Bulls. I'm a Bulls fan, but they couldn't do anything at all. They had a disappointing season, so I'm putting them at lower C tier. Next, we got the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets were honestly way more disappointing than the Chicago Bulls were. They didn't have anything in themselves to like make it to the playoffs. So I'm putting out lowest C tier. Next, we got the OKC Thunder. This team was a stacked team. If only they just made it past like second round, they would have done way better. Maybe even won the finals if they could. I'm not even trying to glaze. So that's why I'm putting them at lower A tier though, because they lost early on. Golden State Warriors, they had nothing special. This is the end of the Warriors dynasty. I'm sorry to say. I'm not even trying to hate or anything, but the Warriors couldn't just do anything to like get that ring or not even getting the playoffs. So that's why. Oh, hold on, my bad. Let me go back. So yeah, Warriors. I'm gonna put them at probably the C tier, to be honest. It's probably where they belong. The C tier. Yeah, that's where they're gonna go to C tier because they couldn't do anything. Boston Celtics, they're S tier, to be honest. I mean, not to be honest, they're always they're S tier. They just won the NBA Finals, and Mavericks couldn't really do anything against them, so they're higher S tier. Next, we got the Los Angeles Lakers. They had I say alright season. They could have way better than what they had, so that's why I'm putting them at B tier. And lastly, we got the Orlando Magic. They also had an alright season. They actually got a lot of potential in their squad, and I feel like in the next couple of years they could do something special, so that's why I'm also putting it at B tier. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Put down your thoughts in the comments, and hopefully, yeah, you like this video. Hopefully you could subscribe if you need to, and I'll see you guys in the next video.